Yo guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we're going to be testing if Chemstyles actually work. There's been quite a bit of discussion. There's always been some discussion, do Chemstyles work, ever since how they work were released. So today we're taking this Aurier with no pace boost into a match. We're going to be testing how long it takes him to do one sprint. I've got the numbers. You're going to have to listen to the numbers I'm telling you, because I'm going to get straight into it. So I'm sprinting from the edge of the box to the halfway line. This first sprint took 5.56 seconds. Then we got one that's 5.53. The next one is 5.6. Then after that is 5.6, and then we get a 5.63. 5 sprints in total, with an average of about 5.6. I measured it from the first point that they're moving to when they already fully cross the halfway line. So then I go into another consumable. This part of the video will be pretty quick. I want to get this out as quickly as possible, this part, so that you can click off after I've proven that the Chemstyle works. I'm going to put a hunt on him because it's untradeable. So I don't really mind it too much putting that on him. But that's going to give him plus 10, plus 10. So we get into the sprint. Now that it's got plus 10 pace, the sprint takes 5.36, 5.36 again, then 5.33, and I believe that's it. No, then we have a 5.4 as well. So he gets in and around an average of 5.36. That seems to be around the pace that he gets for that sprint. Then we're gonna test out if this is actually like an actual plus 10. We take him Walcott, who's got plus 87, or he's got 87 on acceleration and sprint speed. Which is the same as Aurier with a hunter, because he had 77. If you don't believe me, just go back into the video. This part of the video, once again, is going to be a bit quick. We're going to go into a discussion afterwards. And so we test how much faster or slower is he than Aurier with that Chemstyle. Just to show you, we're going to grab Aurier, and we're going to show you that he had 77, and also pretty similar dribbling stats. When we did the first run, we actually had a plus 10 dribbling or agility on him as well, which gives him more similar agility to Walcott, but that's of course when he doesn't have the plus 10, so that might have made him a little bit faster on the the run without the pace Chemstyle. That shouldn't change too much because his pace didn't get boosted, but Walcott on the first run did a 5.4, then a 5.33, and then a 5.36, giving him an average of 5.36, the exact same as Aurier. So after seeing those numbers, I wanted to discuss a few more things. Pretty much we've proven that pace does get changed by Chemstyle and does actually work. So if you're someone who doesn't believe in Chemstyles, still don't believe it, go test it yourself. I would say it's not that hard. What we did was we recorded the time it took from them to get from the penalty box to the outside line, the halfway line. Took the first frame of the movement until they hit the halfway line with their last part of their body. Get the closest frame we could get, and the numbers are pretty consistent. So yeah, it should be correct. I wanted to talk about how relevant is pace a little bit as well, because we used Aurier and Walcott. I do have both of them in a club. I have not got Aurier with the hunter anymore, but I do still have him in the club. The basic Chemstyle, I literally just bought him just for this section. I was actually gonna do the pace thingy again with Aurier without a pace Chemstyle, because I realized I put agility on him, which gave him plus 10 agility because I had a guardian on him. And agility also counts into pace. So I was like, oh damn, I've actually making him a little bit faster. But it actually gives him 80 agility and 76 balance. So I don't know how much balance counts into this, but it gives him very, very similar dribbling stats to Walcott in sections where I think it matters. Because ball control, reactions, composure, and dribbling should definitely not be taken into account for pace. If that's the case, then that's stupid. But with that plus 10 agility, agility is actually very, very similar. And they were just as fast when they were both on 87 pace. Now again, we used Walcott because he's got 87, 87. Aurier has got 77, 77 acceleration and sprint speed. But with that Chemstyle also becomes 87, 87. As we used a Hunter. But the difference from 77 to 87 pace was only 0.24 seconds. 2.5 tenths of a second, that is. For 10 pace points, which pretty much means for 1 pace point you gain 0.024 seconds, so 2/100ths of a second pretty much. Or 2.5 hundredths of a second, or however you want to call it, per pace point. Meaning that if this Politano goes to 92 pace, he would be 0.024 faster, pretty much. So this Walcott, technically, his pace efficiency is a bit different, but without a Chemstyle, he would be that much faster than Politano because he's got one more pace. Not entirely true because again, his acceleration and sprint speed is a bit different. Whereas Politano's is pretty much like 91, 91, 92, 91. What was I going to say? But that is fairly noticeable, you would say. Despite that, it's obviously a run from the 18-yard box, I think it's called, to the halfway line, which is like a decent sprint. Some sprints will be shorter, so the difference will be even less. Some sprints will be a bit longer, so the difference will be a bit bigger. So make of that what you want, but on like a, what would that be, like 35-yard, 40-yard sprint? Something like that. The pace difference isn't that big. Difference in time it takes a player to run from one point to another. Once again, I think that's actually a fair distance for a sprint. If you're sprinting much further, it's probably on a counterattack. And on counterattacks from like corners, always a bit of a, like, you get a fast player and you're very often against a very slow player anyway. So there, that little bit of extra pace doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, pace is a bit like, is it that relevant? Well, I think it's not. If you're gonna put a shadow on someone, you'll be get not plus 10 plus 10, but plus 15 plus 10, so it might be worth it. And I've gotten a shadow on someone who's already got a lot of pace, but the shadow Chemstyle was untradeable, otherwise I wouldn't have used it because they're like 20k. I'm gonna put an untradeable shadow Chemstyle so that I can earn true Fubma Santi Cazola on him as well. But if you're gonna buy a shadow, buy an anchor. You get plus 5, which already gives you like pretty much half, almost half of what the shadow gives you, because the shadow gives, again, plus 15, plus 10. You can see I don't have hunters on anyone. The only thing I have is like an engine on Del Piero. That gives him plus 5 instead of plus 10, which gives him 1/100th of a second faster, according to these numbers, rather than 2 times faster. Or it makes him a 10th faster, and with the hunter, you would be 2 times faster. Then again, this gives him agility boost, so he's actually a little bit faster, if I'm not mistaken on that. But yeah, these numbers show to me that a hunter and a shadow Chemstyle are not worth it. Upgrading pace on like someone like on a Morales, I would never do it. He's got 94 pace and with a nice like division in pace. Boosting that pace is gonna give you at best a 10th of a second. Even on a Jonathan with 86 pace, I don't push the pace. Like, I already find it quite useless. I find dribbling stats and all that to be way more relevant. Anyway. But yeah, that's it. If you guys want a more in-depth pace guide, like testing all the pace numbers, how much actually is there in at one pace number, how much is there in 10 and 20, is there like a range and where it drops hard, something like that? Is like under 70 pace really that slow, or is it like not even that big of a difference? There is obviously a difference. You can notice it in game when you're running against someone with 70 base pace and someone with 90 base pace. You do realize that they're quite a bit faster. So is there some hidden number where like pace drops off massively? How much does agility count in? If you want to see that, drop a like on the video. Let me know if you don't think Chemstyles don't work still. We've only proven it for pace. It's a bit harder to prove for like any shooting stats, any dribbling stats. Because it's less noticeable, like not very easy to visualize. Anyway, if you did enjoy it, do leave a subscription if you want more content. Do drop a like if you want to see a more in-depth pace guide, or if you found this video helpful, and then we'll be in the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. And